For decades, her music has made us feel good all over, and we're pleased today to be joined by Miss Stephanie Mills. Good day to you, Stephanie.
Good day to you.
Welcome to Barbados.
Thank you. I've been here many times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, then you're honorary Barbadian, and we're happy to have you.
Yes.
Good to see you, but this time you're here for a different reason. And this time we're glad to be able to talk to you perhaps a little differently, because in reading your information about you, you seem to have a very interesting life.
You think so?
I think so. The fifth of 6 children.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Growing up under what some might consider to be somewhat difficult conditions, and yet bursting into the world stage and becoming a star.
Yeah, you know, I grew up in Brooklyn. My father was a construction worker and my mother was a hairstylist. And I sang in church, and not knowing, I always loved to sing, but it's so funny when I was a little girl and singing, my brothers and sisters would always tell me to shut up. You know, they were like, but you shut up, because I sang all the time.
Were you the only one in the family singing?
I was the only one that would sing.
So where did you get that talent from?
My mother played clarinet and my father used to sing in quartet in the South.
What perhaps was your favorite then?
Probably singing in church. I sang and I was in the choir. My sister used to be the choir director, and she was calling different people up to sing. And she never called me. So one day I said, you know, how come you're not calling me to sing? And that's really how I started singing in church.
Sounds like a little bit of sibling rivalry to me.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
What's it like, though, growing up in Brooklyn, though, apart from the church element? The conditions in the 1950s were not as they are today.
No, but I was so young, you know. When I do remember Kennedy being killed, and my family, and how sad my mom and everybody was. But as a child, you don't realize the conditions because your parents are taking care of you. And we always had what we needed. We may not have had what we wanted, but we always had what we needed.
Who were some of the people, though, at that time who, because at 9, you had an opportunity, you had your first peep into the world of stardom. Who were some of those people who influenced you to that point? The
Jackson 5, the Motown era, Diana Ross and Gladys Knight and Smokey Robinson. The whole Motown sound influenced me a great deal.
I'm glad you mentioned the Jacksons, because I understand pretty early in that career you had a moment with Michael, if I can call it such.
Well, I'll put it this way. He was definitely my boyfriend. I don't know if he was I was his girlfriend, but I knew Michael well back then, yes. Yes, I did. I knew him very well back then.
So you had a chance to rub shoulders with these industry greats under the Motown label.
Yes.
And obviously something rubbed off. What rubbed off?
Well, you know, I did the Wiz. Don't forget about my theater background, not only the music, but I think I met more people doing theater than I did with my music career, because I got a chance to meet Jacqueline Kennedy and Ella Fitzgerald and Pearl Bailey and Lena Horne and women like that, and they would come backstage and bring me presents and give me advice. And so that's a time that I'll never ever forget. And now looking back on it, I was so young I didn't realize the value of meeting such people. You know, now I'm older, I really realized it was history.
So how do you say it's history, but how else do you define that? Because they're all coming from, yes, perhaps the jazz idiom.
Yes.
You sing not just jazz, your voice takes you all over the place.
Yes.
So in what way were they able to input into your performances?
I think as women, having being in the business, I think it's hard. This industry is a very hard industry for anybody, male or female. But I think it's harder for
the female?
Female. Well, I don't know now, because I've had so many of my loved ones pass, like Michael and Luther and Gerald Levert, and they were so sad, you know, and you don't realize that their personal life is that sad. So I can't say now. I'm confused of how it affects either.
We've heard so many what I consider to be scary stories of when you become the star, it's suddenly your life is no longer yours to take some form of control. How has yours been through the years?
You have to fight for it. You have to. I think you have to fight for your sanity. I think you have to fight to keep some normal in your life, because it can be overwhelming, and then people start to do things for you and all of this, and And that's not every day. You know, you're not going to ride in a limousine every day. Someone's not going to be there to get your clothes or get your food every day. I think it's better to have some kind of normal life, and I think that's why I chose to live in the South.
What were you as a teenager?
I enjoyed my career, but I think at the height of my career, I think I was really my saddest. I didn't really like it so much because of that. Everybody's at you and
yes.
picking at you and wanting you to do this and wanting you to do that, and you feel so much like a robot at times. I enjoy my career more now than I did back then.
So then what kept you on the what we call straight and narrow? Because that must have been, as you said, very challenging. So what kept you grounded?
I think my faith, and I had people around me that if I kind of got kind of silly, they would reel me back in, but my faith. And I think you as an individual just have to have a strong mind to not let yourself go too deep on the end, you know, because we see so many of our entertainers that do that, and it's so easy to do. And then no one's really your friend, so you have to. I think Michael is a proven case of someone who was extremely, extremely lonely and didn't trust anyone around him. He couldn't.
Some say that's a very sad commentary on the industry that you're a part of.
Yes, but I think you have to fight. That's why you have to fight for your independence. You have to fight for your sanity. It's very important, otherwise you wind up, because I was shocked at Michael's death. I didn't know that he supposedly did drugs, and he was as sad as he was. I didn't know. I had no idea. So hearing that, it still floors me today. I can't believe he's gone, because it just doesn't seem like he should be. He went too soon.
So how were you able to say goodbye to Michael?
I don't know if I have yet. I don't know if I've really said goodbye. I know he's gone, but I don't know. And his spirit is going to live on, but I don't know, because there's a side of me that's very angry. That's very angry that no one came to his aid, that no one really helped him out, that no one really put him in therapy or rehab or something. So there's a side of me that's very sad, but a side that's very angry.
If you could, what would you have done?
I probably would have went there and sat outside his house until he let me in to take him somewhere. I would have taken him somewhere, and I would have told him that a lot of things that he's doing in his life is just not real.
If you should ever find someone new, I know he better be good to you. 'Cause if he does it as your friend, I'll be there. Don't you know? I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name. I'll be there. I'll be there. Just look over your shoulder, buddy. I'll be there. We're gonna be there. I'll be there. Just call my name. Call my name. Call my name. Whenever you're in trouble, y'all. Call my name. No matter what you're going through. Call my name. I'll be there. And I'll be Oh, it's so wonderful to sing with somebody who can sing!